The Lakers might be on the verge of making the biggest move of the season. A game-changing addition, capable of completely transforming the team on the court, seems to be on its way to turn them into a true winning machine. Could this mysterious signing finally give the squad the presence and impact they need to dominate? Everything points to something huge coming, and you won't want to miss a single detail. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Top 3 Lakers most likely to be traded in 2025-26. The Los Angeles Lakers enter the 2025-26 season standing at a crossroads. A franchise that defines basketball history, with banners hanging from the rafters and a tradition of chasing stars, now finds itself in a familiar position, needing to win and needing to win now. Last season was supposed to mark a turning point. The Lakers pulled off one of the biggest trades in recent memory, acquiring 5-time All-NBA guard Luka Doncic at midseason. It was a bold gamble, one that cost them depth, size, and stability at center. But the front office believed Doncic, paired with LeBron James, could reignite the team's title hopes. The results were mixed. Los Angeles closed the year with a 50-32 record, good enough for the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. On paper, it was a strong campaign, but the playoffs told a different story. Once again, the Lakers fell in the first round, and once again, it happened in just 5 games. This time, the Minnesota Timberwolves exposed their lack of balance and punished them inside. It marked the 2nd consecutive year the Lakers failed to advance past the opening round, raising questions about whether the current roster construction is sustainable. That brings us to now. With Doncic entering the peak years of his career, the Lakers are under immense pressure to surround him with the right pieces. Standing pat is not an option. General Manager Rob Pelinka and the front office know that opportunities with this kind of superstar don't come around often, which means trades are not just possible, they may be necessary. So who could be on the move? Which Lakers are most likely to be wearing a different jersey before the season is done? Let's break down the top 3 trade candidates. Number 3, LeBron James. This is the headline name, and understandably so. LeBron James, even at 40 years old, remains a force. He's a 21-time All-NBA selection, one of the greatest scorers in league history, and still capable of delivering all-star production on a nightly basis. But the business side of basketball has complicated his relationship with the franchise. Over the summer, LeBron and the Lakers were expected to work out a new 1+1 deal, a structure that would give him flexibility while keeping him tied to the team, but negotiations stalled. Instead, James exercised his $52.6 million player option, locking him in for this season but setting up unrestricted free agency next summer. Then came the comments. Rich Paul, LeBron's longtime agent and the CEO of Clutch Sports, issued a pointed statement through Shams Charania criticizing the Lakers' roster construction. The timing was striking. The Lakers had just added Doncic, one of the league's brightest stars, and had put together a 50-win season. And yet, the message suggested dissatisfaction from LeBron's camp. What does that mean for his future? The reality is this: if James makes it clear he won't re-sign in Los Angeles, the Lakers have to consider trading him. Even at his age, his market value is enormous. A contending team could view him as the missing piece, willing to give up young talent or draft capital to make a run. The question the Lakers face is whether LeBron is more valuable to them on the floor this season, or as an asset that could bring back pieces to better fit around Doncic. It's an impossible decision, but it's one the franchise may have to confront. Number 2, Gabe Vincent. Unlike LeBron, Vincent isn't a star, but his contract and performance make him a practical trade piece. Last season, Vincent carved out a role with his perimeter defense and hustle, traits that coaches appreciate. But the other side of the ball told a different story. During the Lakers' brief playoff run, Vincent's offensive struggles were glaring. He averaged just 2.8 points on 35.7% shooting, including 38% from beyond the arc. Add in 1 rebound and 1 assist per game, and his impact was limited at best. For nearly 20 minutes of floor time per night, the production simply wasn't there. And here's the bigger issue: the contract. Vincent is owed $11.5 million this season on an expiring deal. That makes him a textbook salary matching piece in any significant trade. On his own, he's a negative value player because of his lack of scoring punch. But packaged with other assets, his deal allows the Lakers to pursue higher salaried targets. For that reason, Vincent's name will come up often in trade talks. Number 1, Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura represents the Lakers' most tradable asset. The 6'8" forward had a strong finish to the season, establishing himself as arguably the team's fourth best player. He's a versatile scorer, able to hit from deep, attack the basket, and create mismatches in the mid-range. He also holds his own defensively, making him a true two-way contributor. But fit matters, and Hachimura's role in Los Angeles has been complicated. With LeBron James no longer suited to defend quicker wings, Hachimura was often pushed into the small forward spot. It's not his natural position, and it limited his effectiveness. As a result, despite his strong play, the roster configuration made him feel like a luxury rather than a necessity. Around the league, though, his value is clear. At 27 years old, he's in his prime, with size, scoring ability, and playoff experience. His contract, $18.3 million this season, is significant, but not unmanageable. For the Lakers, it's the kind of number that can be leveraged in pursuit of a higher tier wing or frontcourt piece. Think of a player like Andrew Wiggins, expensive but capable of filling the exact gap Los Angeles needs. That's why Hachimura is at the top of this list. The bottom line: the Lakers have been here before. They've built around stars, they've retooled on the fly, and they've made aggressive trades to chase banners. With Luka Doncic now in purple and gold, the mandate is clear: surround him with the right pieces, or risk wasting the prime years of a generational talent. LeBron James, Gabe Vincent, and Rui Hachimura, three very different players with very different roles, could all be part of the solution, or just as easily part of the price Los Angeles has to pay to reshape its roster. One thing is certain: the Lakers won't sit still. With trade rumors swirling around some of the Lakers' biggest names, the conversation naturally shifts to the younger pieces on the roster, players who could shape the franchise's future beyond this season, and no young Laker draws more attention, scrutiny, and curiosity than Bronny James. As the son of LeBron James, the expectations were impossible to ignore the moment he entered the league. But separating the spotlight from the actual basketball development has been a challenge, not just for the fan base, but for the organization as well. Now entering his second year, the question is simple: where does Bronny fit in the Lakers' immediate plans, and what does his trajectory look like? According to Robert Marvey of LeBron Wire USA Today, the sophomore guard still faces a steep climb. Last season, Bronny saw more action than many projected for a first-year player drafted in the second round. He logged minutes in 27 contests, even earned one start, and averaged 2.3 points across 6.7 minutes per game. On the surface, those numbers reflect a typical rookie campaign for a late draft pick. But what stood out most wasn't his scoring, it was his defense. Marvey pointed to moments where Bronny showed promise as an on-ball defender, using his length and athleticism to stay engaged against quicker guards. However, the lapses were also glaring. In one of the most memorable examples, a midseason game against the Philadelphia 76ers, Bronny was matched up at times against Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers guard torched the Lakers for 43 points, repeatedly exploiting mismatches and exposing Bronny's inexperience. For Marvey, that game was a reminder that while the instincts are there, the learning curve is steep. What cannot be ignored are the physical tools. At 6'3", with a 6'7.5" wingspan and a 45-inch vertical leap, Bronny has the raw attributes coaches love in a defensive guard. He has spoken openly about his commitment to making defense his ticket to playing time, telling reporters before the summer league that his goal was to become a defensive menace. That mindset aligns with what the Lakers need: a reliable point of attack defender capable of containing opposing playmakers. Still, the roster construction complicates his path. This summer, Los Angeles added Marcus Smart, a former Defensive Player of the Year and one of the most respected perimeter stoppers in the league. Smart's presence provides stability in the second unit and ensures the Lakers have veteran leadership in the backcourt, but it also limits opportunities for Bronny, who now finds himself competing not only with established rotation players, but also with proven specialists who fill the exact role he hopes to carve out. The offensive side of Bronny's game is another area of focus. In the NBA last season, his production was minimal. He struggled to find rhythm, often deferring to more experienced teammates, and rarely looked comfortable creating his own shot. That stands in stark contrast to his G League performances. With the South Bay Lakers, Bronny thrived, averaging 21.9 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 5.5 assists in just 11 appearances. In that environment, his confidence was evident. He attacked the rim, hit jumpers, and showed flashes of being a complete guard. Translating that success to the NBA level is the challenge. Scouts and insiders like Marvy argue that for Bronny to earn a consistent role, he needs to become more reliable in two key areas: catch and shoot three-pointers and attacking off the dribble. The modern NBA demands spacing, and as a secondary guard, Bronny will be expected to punish defenses that collapse on stars like Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Without that offensive consistency, his value remains tied primarily to defense, which at 20 years old is still a work in progress. That brings the discussion back to expectations. For a young player like Bronny, development takes time. But for the Lakers, time is a scarce commodity. With Doncic entering his prime and LeBron potentially playing his final years in Los Angeles, the franchise is operating in win-now mode. Every roster spot, every rotation decision carries weight in the pursuit of a championship. That reality places Bronny in a unique position. His growth is important for the future, but it cannot come at the expense of the present. The organization appears to understand this balance. By signing veterans, they've insulated Bronny from being thrust into responsibilities he may not yet be ready for. At the same time, his G League success and his athletic profile ensure he'll get opportunities, albeit limited, to prove he belongs. If he can maximize those minutes, even in short bursts, he could start to build a case for a larger role. Ultimately, Bronny James remains one of the Lakers' most intriguing storylines heading into 2025-26. His last name ensures attention, but his game will decide his future. For now, he's viewed as a developmental piece, someone with the potential to become a strong two-way guard, but not yet ready to anchor a rotation spot on a contending team. As the season unfolds, eyes will be on the stars: LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and the veterans who carry the championship hopes. But quietly, the progress of Bronny James will be worth monitoring. Because while he may not swing this season's outcome, his development could shape the Lakers' long-term future in ways that go far beyond his current role. Lakers explore Blockbuster trade to strengthen LeBron and Doncic's championship window. As the Los Angeles Lakers prepare for the 2025-26 season, the franchise is reportedly considering a major roster move that could redefine both their immediate championship prospects and long-term trajectory. At the center of the latest trade rumors is Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen, a versatile big man whose skill set could provide the Lakers with the interior presence they've been missing. Markkanen is seen as a player capable of supporting LeBron James in his pursuit of another title, while also complementing Luka Doncic's long-term development and championship window. Multiple sources have outlined a potential three-team trade involving the Lakers, Utah Jazz, and Miami Heat. The deal would include a mix of player exchanges and draft picks, aiming to balance the Lakers' short-term title ambitions with their long-term strategy around Doncic. CBS Sports analyst Jasmine Wimbish highlighted the urgency behind the move. Doncic being just 26 gives the Lakers a far longer timeline to build a championship contending team, but that doesn't mean they can slow down and take their time. Why the Lakers are considering a major move Los Angeles is navigating a delicate situation. LeBron James, now in the later stages of his career, remains focused on winning another championship before retirement. His camp, led by agent Rich Paul, has repeatedly stressed that LeBron values a realistic chance of winning it all. Meanwhile, 26-year-old Luka Doncic is pushing for the franchise to act aggressively, signaling that a slow, drawn-out rebuild is not his preference. The potential acquisition of Markkanen addresses both timelines. For LeBron, it provides an immediate inside presence that can alleviate pressure in the paint and complement his scoring and playmaking. For Doncic, Markkanen adds versatility to the frontcourt, pairing with the young star to create a team capable of contending both now and in the coming years. The trade could offer a rare opportunity to satisfy the needs of a superstar in his prime and a legend in his twilight simultaneously. Proposed trade structure teams involved: Lakers, Jazz, Heat, Lakers. Receive: Lauri Markkanen, Lakers. Send: Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, 2026 first-round pick, 2031 first-round pick. Jazz receive: Terry Rozier, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, 2026 first-round pick from Lakers, 2031 first-round pick from Lakers, 2031 first-round pick from Heat. Jazz send Lauri Markkanen, Svi Mykhailiuk Heat receive: Austin Reeves Heat. Send Terry Rozier 2031 first-round pick impact on the Lakers' gains. Acquisition of Lauri Markkanen, a versatile forward center who adds scoring, rebounding, and defensive stability. strengthens the roster for LeBron's immediate championship window while supporting Doncic's long-term development, creates additional cap flexibility by moving multiple contracts and draft assets, provides Doncic with a reliable lob threat and interior scoring option, addressing a persistent gap in his game. Losses: depth reduction by trading away rotation players, valuable draft assets, including future first-round picks. Loss of players who have contributed at varying levels during recent campaigns, such as Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. Impact on the Jazz and Heat Jazz gains. Receive multiple rotation players and 3 first-round picks, enhancing both bench depth and long-term rebuilding strategy. Add assets that can be used in future trades or to develop young talent. Jazz losses: lose a key frontcourt contributor in Lauri Markkanen, a player with proven scoring and defensive capabilities. Part ways with Svi Mykhailiuk, a wing who provided depth and floor spacing. Heat gains: increase bench depth with players such as Austin Reeves. Gain flexibility for future roster construction. Heat losses: lose Terry Rozier, a reliable backcourt contributor. Surrender a future first-round pick. What this trade could mean for Doncic and LeBron. For Luka Doncic, the acquisition of Mark Cannon addresses one of the most critical needs in his game: a dependable inside presence. Markkanen's scoring, floor spacing, and defensive versatility could allow Doncic to operate more freely on the perimeter while maintaining high efficiency. The trade also signals that the Lakers are serious about building around Doncic immediately, without delaying his championship window. For LeBron James, Markkanen provides the support he needs to remain competitive in the Western Conference. At 40 years old, James is still capable of elite-level performance, but surrounding him with the right pieces is essential to maximize his remaining years. Adding a player like Mark Cannon demonstrates the Lakers' commitment to giving LeBron a legitimate chance at another title while also laying the groundwork for a Doncic-led future. Strategic balance between present and future. This proposed blockbuster trade highlights the tightrope the Lakers must walk, balancing LeBron's immediate championship ambitions with Doncic's long-term potential. The franchise is essentially threading 2 timelines, attempting to contend now while building a sustainable contender for the next decade. Markkanen represents a bridge between those 2 eras. For the Jazz and Heat, the trade offers opportunities to reset, acquire young talent, and accumulate draft capital, giving both franchises flexibility in their rebuilding strategies. For the Lakers, the move is bold and calculated, designed to secure both current relevance and future competitiveness, transitioning to the roster's young talent. While the focus of this trade is naturally on high-profile stars and marquee names, the Lakers' younger players also come under scrutiny. Bronny James, for instance, remains one of the most closely watched developmental pieces. His growth trajectory, playing time, and eventual role in the rotation will be influenced not only by the team's veteran presence, but also by how effectively the front office manages roster construction around LeBron, Doncic, and now potential new pieces like Markkanen. Bronny's development, capped with his defensive potential and G League performance, will continue to be a subplot for the Lakers' season. As the franchise balances immediate contention with player development, monitoring both stars and young prospects becomes critical. The team's ability to integrate new assets without compromising developmental goals could define their success this season and beyond. Looking ahead, as rumors and trade discussions continue, the Lakers' strategy remains clear. They are not content with standing still. Between navigating LeBron's championship window, building around Luka Doncic, and fostering young talent like Bronny James, the organization faces high-stakes decisions that will shape the next era of purple and gold basketball. This potential trade is more than just a roster adjustment. It is a calculated effort to bridge the gap between the present and the future, ensuring the Lakers remain competitive today while positioning themselves for sustained success in the years to come.